Hello and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and it is the dynamic duo again.
Time for some jungle fever.
Yeah. Ian and Dylan. So, this week we watched a classic that we've actually both watched before, but never done a podcast episode on before.
Surprising, I know.
And man,
we don't blame you if you decide to stop listening here. We've betrayed you.
Oh, it's such a good movie, though. I mean,
You can't blame us.
Right. We watched the original Predator.
Yes.
The
first.
The classic. The one from, I think, 1987? Let's see.
I believe so.
Yep, 1987. The budget was around $15 million, and the box office seemed like it was over almost $100 million. So,
oh, man.
What a great
Talk
time.
About a return.
It's moments like that you realize, like, why the 80s action movie was so prevalent. Because you could just, for all intents and purposes, have a pretty substantial budget.
Oh, yeah.
Make a nice movie that's easy to watch, and then people, I mean, also Fast and the Furious, let's be honest. Freaking printing money at that.
Good Lord.
At that point, you know.
That's a dead horse that hasn't not seen
we'll
a
stop,
bat.
We'll stop making those movies when you stop buying tickets to see them.
Right.
That's what it feels like. But yes, both you and I have watched this together, I want to say like a year or so back.
Yeah, it was definitely before I'd moved in.
Right. And I remember watching this, and I didn't realize that this is one of those movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger gets like his nice one-liners in.
Oh yeah.
His quotable lines, I guess is what you'd say.
Yeah.
We way back at the beginning of this podcast, we watched Terminator, which is another one that had, I can't remember all of them for that movie off the top of my head. I know I'll Be Back is one of them.
Right.
I know there's some other ones I can't think of, but this one has such quotes as, "If it bleeds, we can kill it and get to the chopper."
Of course.
My
personal favorite is "Stick around."
Stick around. That was like,
it.
out of all the scenes that I thought were good, because like the practical effects and everything, that was probably the weakest one, I think.
Oh, what?
He like does like a little turnaround, and the guy like magically is already like up against the thing with like a knife in him. So it cuts so fast, it kind of doesn't feel very good.
Well,
but
I mean, how else would you do it?
I know. I mean, there's other. I think what I'm just saying is like there's other effects that are done in the movie that are done better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
I mean, of course.
Anyways, we'll get into all that. I just think out of all of the effects, that was the one that I think was like, oh, that was kind of...
It wasn't perfect.
They could have done that one better. But again, to immediately follow it up with his kind of goofy scene with "Stick around," I was like, okay, it's funny. I can laugh at it. But it's also good, too. I mean,
Right.
Dude, there's some action scenes in this movie.
There are some explosions.
Oh, dude, so much pyrotechnics were in the involvement of this movie.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I like the first time we get to like this Russian base, they're just like off the get go. We're not even fully started yet. We haven't even seen the full breadth of this team, and they push a car full of explosives into a building and it blows up.
Yeah. Arnold does.
Yeah.
Dutch just cuts the belt,
Yeah.
keeping that thing running.
The major
lifts
does
it
himself.
up.
And just lets it go.
It's ridiculous.
But again, a good stepping stone into what this movie's gonna be, if we're being honest.
Oh yeah. The preamble.
Right. the tee off for this wonderful game. But yeah, I remember the first time you showed this to me. I have, in the entire universe of Alien and Predator, I think my first ever soiree into it, I want to say I can't remember, it was either the first Alien versus Predator or the second one.
Oh man.
I want to
What
say
an opener.
I want to say there was a snow base involved.
Yeah, you saw the first one.
Okay, so I saw the first one. It has been a long time since I've seen that. But then I remember, I think the first thing that you showed me after I had said that was the original Alien.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I see
was
what
one of our earlier episodes.
Yeah, I want to say that was I even watched it before that episode, I think.
Oh yeah, back in the old apartment.
Right, exactly.
Man,
yes,
that was a good night.
That was a good time.
That was a surprisingly good setup for it too.
Yeah, we had
we didn't even have a TV. We just hooked it up to 2 of your monitors.
Yeah, exactly. And I dimmed the lights all down low. Had a little spooky session. It was really nice. Yeah. But I remember watching that first, and then so much time had passed, and then you had showed me Predator. But so I've gotten both of the first movies in that
under your belt now.
Under my belt. And obviously also Alien 2.
Right.
Or sorry, Aliens.
Plural.
Yeah. Aliens, more of them.
Like the first one, but maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, and a bigger one at the end. Spoiler alert.
Right.
But
it's only been out for a few decades.
Right. But just a little bit.
Not long enough of a grace period, if you ask me.
Oh, right. Anything over 2 years, and I don't think you have the.
Nah.
You don't have the. You can't get mad if we spoil.
No right.
Right. But I was saying that because I haven't seen any of the other Predator movies, and apparently there's, as you said, you told me earlier, there was 4 or so.
Yeah.
Give or take.
I'd stop.
Right.
The second one.
Okay. Cool.
And that'll be it.
Got it. And then, like I said, obviously, I've only seen. I kind of want to rewatch the first Alien versus Predator because it's been
because
to be honest,
a fun one.
I don't think I actually remember fully what that movie was about.
I like the fights in that one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think these movies. That's kind of what you're signing up for.
That's what you're coming to see the film for.
Right. So hopefully that's what you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, this movie has that nice. This one doesn't have a cheesy 80s movies vibe. Yeah. It definitely is a very...
It has its moments here and there.
Right.
But I can't pick out more than 2.
We recently watched a movie, if you guys had remember, we watched a movie called Cobra. And that for me has that kind of how would you even describe it? It just has this this certain level of
it still takes itself pretty seriously.
Right.
It's not crazy, over the top cheesy.
Right.
But
I think I guess what I'm trying to get at is the thriller element in that movie is a lot less than in this movie.
Right.
This one takes the kind of spooky scariness of Alien and kind of puts it into the jungle.
Because it is.
Because it is. And I liked that because this movie has that level of action and has all this in your face explosions and everything going on, but then it also it has a really good job of setting up and delivering this bad guy character that is initially thought to be this auxiliary thing, but is actually kind of the whole cause of what's going on here.
Cause.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of this movie is how they start you off by introducing the team.
Yes.
The squad.
Bunch of and can I just say before you continue, I love a good squad.
Oh yeah.
Like a good, especially in these 80s movies. A lot of the times they had this kind of these I hate to say trope because it sounds bad, but you have this kind of archetype character in a lot of these movies, and I love that for some reason. I just love this team, merry band of misfits.
In most 80s action flicks I've seen, they usually set up one main hero.
Right.
And of course they do the same in this film, but he's not alone from the start. He's got a whole team with him.
Yeah.
That are just as, if not more badass than he is.
Yeah.
And I love the way they build them up as these unstoppable, crazy ass heroes.
Right.
They take out an entire little
Russian
jungle
force
base by themselves.
Right. And
afterwards, once the current pecking order has been established, nothing is above these men, how can they be stopped?
Right.
The Predator enters the scene.
The real hunter enters. Yeah. But you are right. They start off the bat with this is an elite force of special guys that don't just come around to do this. Right. And not only that, they don't. He even says
they're a special case.
I think even the general or whatever who contacts him to come out to do this work. He's like, "Why have you called me out? Like, what's going on?" And he's like,
"Just need me to go pick up a couple guys behind enemy lines. What the fuck?"
Yeah, what is this about?
That seems like a bit of a waste, don't you think?
And I think it ends up coming out that like his buddy
Dylan,
the other Dylan,
right? Dillon.
Yeah, the wrong one.
The wrong one.
There's only one Dylan around here,
right?
But he the true motives comes out, and it's like they're here to stop like a Russian force or something, and then, like you can tell he's like, we don't do this kind of work.
Yeah,
this is we're
Chopper was shot down.
Right.
They initially sent a team of fucking Green Berets to go get them out, and then they disappeared.
Yeah.
So now Dutch's team is the next best thing.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, what a badass!
It's nuts.
Yeah. But then, as you can imagine, like I'm drawing parallels to Alien because it fits in some criteria. Because like an Alien, you have these, like I said before, this team of guys that are all specialized in some kind of
the crew of a mining ship.
Right. Or in this case,
the equivalent of a space trucker.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But each one, I guess I'm thinking about Aliens, is like they have like this team of guys that have like each one is kind of quirky in their own way.
Right.
You got a loud guy, you got a quiet guy, whatever.
Bunch of grunts.
Yeah. But in this one, it has that same sort of element, but like they're all...
These guys are a cut above.
Yeah, these guys are all badass.
Mm-hmm.
You got the guy who's dipping, who has the big freaking...
The sexual tyrannosaur.
Yeah, the chain gun guy. You got the guy who does the bad jokes with the glasses. What's the guy? I can't remember his name.
What are you thinking
of? The black guy who saw the chain gun guy get killed. Mac. Dude, Mac is
Mac is awesome.
He's such a cool character.
Yes.
I just love how
never have I seen a man more consumed with revenge.
Yeah, I mean, obviously so. Mm-hmm. I mean, in that scenario, it's like you got these freaking badass war veterans guy, and then, you get your friend gets his chest blown open.
Yeah.
It's time for some revenge, know? And
you see, Mac and the sexual Rex
right
were good buddies.
Yeah.
Only 2 survivors from a whole fucking platoon back in Cambodia. Man.
That's crazy.
So you can imagine he's very upset whenever his friend's chest gets fucking exploded.
Yes, Blaine is the chain gun guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. So he gets sad, and of course, rightfully so. He's trying to find this ghost in the woods, is what it feels like.
Oh yeah.
I
saw it.
Those
eyes.
Yeah. Oh, and then can we just say some of my favorite dialogue? I'm trying to figure out hold on, what's the guy's name? Billy.
Billy.
Billy, I don't know if this is cultural appropriation or not or whatever, but it's like the Native American guy is what he kind of comes across as.
Yeah.
And so he has this kind of like
sagely demeanor.
Yes, this stoic, like he's always like
has a sixth sense about him.
Yeah, like you can tell like he is comfortable in the woods.
Oh yeah.
And he shows it. And some of my favorite dialogue is after all the hysteria has gone down. We've lost Blaine and some other stuff's gone down. We don't know what's happening. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
They realize that something's after them.
Yeah. And then there's this like back and forth between one of the other characters.
It was the dude with the grenade launcher.
Poncho.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I know you're here. I know you know something. You know something.
What is it?
Yeah, what is it? What's going on? And he's like, I'm scared, Poncho. And he's like, bullshit. You're not scared of nothing.
You ain't afraid of no man.
You ain't afraid of no man. And he's like, there's something out in those woods
waiting for us.
And it ain't no man.
I'm like, what a fucking raw line.
Holy shit, dude.
What do you mean? What is it?
Right, I'm sorry, but if the guy who is maintaining composure about this whole film says he's scared and longingly looks out into the woods,
no,
and then he says,
"Give up, I'm going home."
And then directly after that, he says, "We're all gonna die." I'm like,
"Oh, it's the best."
Yes, we are. At that point,
yeah, I fucking believe you.
Right. I had hope until now. Now I'm scared and I want to go home. Oh, what a good! That's so good. I had no idea that Peter Cullen did the Predator sound too.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, I know he did the Alien sound.
I forgot about that.
At least I think didn't he do that?
I believe he did the whole chittering noise that the Predator does. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't he also do the Alien? Or is that somebody else? Am I wrong?
I don't know. I think the alien noise was like synthesized from an elephant.
Oh, interesting.
Somehow, at least in Aliens, I know it was, but I can't remember what kind of noises it made in the original. But yeah, it's just fucking creepy.
Oh yeah, very much.
I love, dude. I think the Predator in this movie, the Jungle Hunter, is one of my favorites. Like it is the quintessential look.
It definitely is like Alien Hunter to a T.
Yeah. Like the fishnets, the scattered armor plating.
Right. I mean, all the way down to the helmet.
Uh-huh.
The helmet and the kind of like dreadlock tentacle thing.
Dreads,
yeah, it looks really cool.
It looks so good.
That's awesome. I think I was wrong. Peter Cullen just does the Predator sound. I thought that he did for some reason, I thought he did the Alien sound too. Yeah. But anyways.
I remember seeing the old design for the Predator and being so thankful that they didn't go with that.
Oh, really?
It looked... I mean, compared to what we got, it does not hold up.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I'm really glad we got what we got.
I like I like the original design. Here we go. I'm checking it out for a second.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You see what I mean?
Oh no.
Yeah. Would not have.
He looks like a little lizard man.
Yeah.
Look at him. Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah. See, I mean,
yeah.
That says B movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I definitely like
side by side. I mean, there's just no contest.
No. That's crazy.
Oh,
wow.
That's neat. I didn't know that. That's a little callback to the original design. That's cool.
What's that?
That figure.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Nice.
The helmet.
Yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, I like the fact that this movie has that kind of the old-fashioned like monster movie it kind of has, or at least from what I've been told of a lot of those movies, where like they don't like outright show you who the bad guy is,
right?
And it always is kind of this like
it's a build up,
yeah, a lot like Alien as well, where it's like this kind of you like we're teasing it,
you get glimpses,
we're tiptoeing on the edge
real
of what
quick looks
of what it looks like, and then lo and behold, there's like that reveal moment of like, oh shit, we're dealing with like a like a guy here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I was kind of confused at first. I think when the first time I watched this, so they hunt humans.
Yes, they hunt anything that they would consider like good game.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it.
They hunt all sorts of shit.
Yeah, and they do it obviously. It's just for the hunt, kind of.
Yeah, it acts as like sport, a rite of passage for.
Oh, okay.
Unblooded predators.
Right. That was what I think the part I was confused about too. There's a part whenever you could tell he like has his his skulls all lined up from the guys he has killed so far. Like the team that we've grown to love. He's picked one of them off at a time. And I didn't know if it was like a currency or something, or it was like a, you know.
I think it, depending on what you hunt, I think it merits some sort of social standing.
Right.
But I think that's about it.
Right. Okay.
It's sort of just a ritualistic thing.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's really cool.
Yeah. I forgot that he had a shoulder-mounted weapon, and I know how much you love
the plasma caster.
I know how much you love.
Oh, it's so
shoulder-mounted weapon.
That's where my love for shoulder-mounted weaponry originated from.
I believe you. I mean,
God damn, the thing tears shit off,
dude. It is so crazy. Mm-hmm. The sound of it sounds like a whip. It's so nice. What a nice sound.
Oh yeah. The sound design's good in this movie.
Yeah. And even like the self-destruction thing, whenever he self-destructs at the end.
I love that.
He, like the almost nuclear impact he has.
Oh yeah, the fucking laugh is what sells it for me.
Yeah,
it's like you didn't win.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Exactly. That's so. Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, that's just something they have to do if they're ever killed.
Oh,
or beaten, like defeated.
I believe you, because again, obviously, you don't want anybody to get your tech or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the I guess what makes it so creepy is like the fact that he was able to like mimic what he was saying.
Oh yeah.
And then also it's like watching this alien creature like laugh like it's a human, but like maniacally laugh.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're like, oh man, this is
like a fucking
this is terrifying.
Mustache twirling villain type shit.
Yes. Laughing into the distance as Arnold Schwarzenegger's running through the forest, like, oh shit, I gotta get out. We're about to blow up. Oh man. Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And there's also nothing like watching the ending of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like after everyone's gone and it's just
he's the
our
only
guy
one left.
the Major, and
Dutch.
he's just
tired.
He's tired. Tired is a great adjective for what's going on. But I'm just talking about the fact that like there's like a montage of him preparing.
Mm-hmm. Sets up a whole area for this motherfucker to duke it out.
Like the Home Alone scene where he's like getting ready for the bandits.
Right.
He's getting all these traps set up. He's like covering
got little wooden cars everywhere.
Right. He's got paint cans from string.
Some banana peels.
He's heated up the door handle to the house. But no, he's like covering himself in mud because obviously thermal vision, and it's like cooling down his body temperature and all that. But there's nothing like watching Arnold Schwarzenegger run through the forest killing an alien covered in mud. It's just a weird situation, and it is it's a sight to see.
Oh yeah,
especially whenever he enters the cave where the predator is assumed to be injured because you can see like his blood all over the wall and stuff. And like there's a point where he like rounds the corner and like he's wide eyed, like really big, like looking around or whatever. Yeah. So you see the entire white around his iris, and so he just he's just covered in mud, and he's kind of hard to see because he's blending in kind of almost to the background as well because it's dark. But like
he's just the silhouette,
the
with
white,
nothing but eyes.
The white around his eyes is extra lit up, and you're just like, oh, it kind of reminds me of Parasite.
Oh,
when the guy creeps up the stairs, creepy.
Yeah,
it has that same vibe of like, man, your eyes are so big, and you're just like looking around,
like piercing gaze.
Right. Do you have a favorite moment in this movie?
Oh man,
in particular,
the face off.
Oh yeah.
Particularly the mask off.
Right. Yeah.
That whole sequence is the best.
It's actually really cool. Mm-hmm. Right when you think that the Predator has our boy the Major in his grasp, and you're like, oh, this is it. This is where he dies. He like steps back.
Like, nah, you know what?
I'm
gonna have fun with this.
It's like, you know what? You got me. I give you that one. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and duke it out, man to man, or man to whatever I am.
Yeah. Man to Yaucha.
Yeah, right. Let me take my mask off and see with my true eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And man,
like the design of the motherfucker's face.
It's like the reveal part 2. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh man, this Predator, you think that's it at first.
You've only seen the surface level.
Right. But again, even if it's just like the Master Chief, where like you just like see him, like that's a menacing presence.
Right. That is a 7-foot tall man.
Right. I may not ever see his face, but sometimes I don't think I need to.
Right.
Because I'm like, that's just the way it is. And so like you see this character, and first of all, I think when I first initially watched it, I think I was like, I just thought that was her face at first. Whenever I watched like the first Alien versus Predator or something like that, and then whenever they take the mask off, you're like, oh shit,
hideous!
You are like a monster,
ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, quoted from him, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely a very good scene.
Horrific visage.
For some reason, I love how extra it is, and I just think it's so funny because it feels like an 80s movie, and it's just it feels needless, but at the same time, you understand what the characters are going through, and it's the scene after. After Blaine gets his chest blown up, and our boy Mac runs in there, takes his minigun,
fucking
and just starts screaming. And it just starts just like spraying and praying and just literally mowing down the jungle.
Oh yeah. Took out an entire quadrant of the forest.
And then there's nothing like, he didn't have to communicate anything. The whole team,
the squad just ran up and was
like,
okay,
and then
let's do it.
Didn't ask any questions, didn't take a beat. The first person on is our boy Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Major, and he just like sits there with this scowl, like someone just slapped him.
I don't know who the fuck this is. But just starts dead,
and does the same thing, the back, like left and right, and just starts laying into anything into the forest. And then everyone just joins up.
Oh yeah.
There's a grenade launcher guy who just starts hucking grenades out of his gun or whatever, and no one's saying anything. But our boy Mac is just crying and screaming, and I'm like, what? And there's just like all these like random cuts, and there's just trees falling over, and you're like, what is going on? And it's so great, and it just is awesome. And then of course he runs out of ammo, and he's just standing there with the barrel still spinning fast, and everyone stops at the same time, and there's just smoke and debris everywhere, and I'm like, wow,
accumulated to just a bunch of yard work. It grazed him.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
shit.
About it. Dude, I just thought it was so awesome, just like the build up to it, and then of course the whole team jumping in. It was
just a fucking knee-jerk reaction.
Oh man. Our boys yelling, shooting at the trees. I'm going to join up and let's go. Frick these trees. Frick all of them.
I hate this place.
I hate this place. I hate that tree, and I hate that tree. Do you have a favorite character?
Oh,
besides the Predator, we can't.
Right.
He's excluded. I would have to say, hands down, Billy. Billy is my favorite character.
Billy's definitely up there.
What a badass.
I would have
strong silent type.
Oh yeah. I'm probably gonna have to go with Dutch.
Dutch? Okay, yeah. Right. That's a good one.
Not so much just he's still a likable character throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
But where it really like hits the stride for me is near the end, whenever he's preparing to fight the Predator.
Right.
And it just goes back to like this instinctual, I am man, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. I must survive.
Yeah.
And I will take you down if I go down.
Shouts a battle cry.
Yeah. Oh man, what a great moment. He lights his torch on fire and just goes, ah!
You're like, come fucking get me, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Literally throws down the torch.
So good.
And then what a great. But for me, it's between Billy and Mac. Those are my two favorite characters, I think, so far.
Damn.
Yeah. What a sad turn of events that they all had to go. But it paved the way.
Yeah.
They long but not forgotten.
Right.
What a team, dude. Yeah.
Oh,
what a good trip.
It's a good film.
What a good film.
Watch the fucking movie.
Yes. If you haven't, please go ahead and just take the time to watch it.
Cannot recommend it enough.
It's a great movie. Another wonderful 80s movie. That up until I think you and I had really started hanging out, I'd never seen before.
God.
Yeah.
That baffles me. I still can't get over that shit.
I mean, hey.
Of course, given your circumstances, I understand, but fuck.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
You missed out on so much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like a lot of this stuff too, I know all the quotes from because again, obviously you can't. You
can't not know these quotes.
Exactly. I went through high school and middle school, like just hearing all these.
Oh yeah,
all these great one-liners. Yeah. Anyways, I want to say, I'm trying to get Ethan back on the podcast. I'm trying to see if Chase could also come back on. I got to wrangle him from his alternate dimension.
We need to wait for Chase to bring over Sicario, both of the Sicario films. Those are good.
So there's two?
Yes, there are two.
Okay.
And they are both very good.
I have heard the name, but I don't think I know what it's about, really.
Man.
So I'm interested in
good
that.
Shit.
Is there one we have planned for Ethan coming up?
Oh shit, I had one.
Right.
I can't remember.
I know that whenever Chase was here, he had rattled off like 3 or 4, and I was like, well, we got to get him back on here and do.
We need to do an episode on The Departed.
Right.
Which we've also seen before.
Okay.
But
Oh,
I feel like
yes.
it's been long enough.
The funny thing is with that movie,
Yeah.
you always say the name, and I never associate it with that film.
Oh, really?
Because I think whenever you guys put it in, or whenever we were watching it, whatever time it was, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
I never knew the name of the film, and so I sat down, watched it all the way through with you guys, and then left, never really knowing.
Oh, wow.
even if you told me what the title was, I don't think it ever really stuck with me.
Right.
And then The Departed, it's a nice title, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't
With
like
what happens in the movie. I don't think it really makes you think of
right,
the movie itself, unless I'm missing something. But
yeah.
otherwise, it's
right.
another really good film.
It was a really great film, and I enjoyed it a lot. Twists and turns all over the place. But there has been multiple occasions where this scenario has happened. You're like, oh, we got to watch The Departed. And I'm like, I've never seen that before. And you're like, yes, you have. It's that movie where this, and this happens. I'm like, oh, that movie. And then, I did the same thing with Chase recently. He's like, oh, yeah, it's this movie. And I was like, right. Yes, I have watched that movie. Right, I see.
Memory.
Yes. And then there's this other movie that you and Chase both watched called Boss Level.
Yes.
That we got to watch.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Right. So at some point, we got to do that.
It came out better than I expected.
That's good.
It is the newest movie I've watched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, came out this year.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I want to say the newest movie that I've watched, it's probably Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, yeah.
Man, what a great film that was.
Man.
Another one if you
That
haven't.
was fun.
If we can just tiptoe into that for just a second. Dude, I had no idea what was going on going into that movie, but I had a sneaking suspicion as certain parts of the movie were coming along, but I didn't think we are going to get the payoff that we did. And then there's a part in time. Boy, did we.
Holy shit.
Man. I went in there.
That movie made me feel like a kid again.
Yes. I went in there. I went in there with the expectation that I did with the other Godzilla movies. I just want to see a fun movie where
cities are destroyed.
Cities are destroyed. Big monsters are smacking each other around. Maybe some sick sound effects and music.
Oh, yeah.
And I got that.
What did you get?
I got that and more. I got that and more than I even asked for.
Oh, yes.
And really, what a great experience that was. So if anybody hasn't watched that, definitely go. It was worth every penny to go see that movie. And if we're on the Godzilla topic as well, we got to watch some more.
We do.
Showa, is that?
Yes,
okay,
the Showa era.
Oh, man, classics.
There's so many. There's so many more we need to get through.
Oh, dude. There's some that I had mentioned. So in the next few weeks, we may hit up some classic Godzilla.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. For listening, or for whatever you guys do with this podcast, however you consume it.
If you can see us, get help.
Whoa. I can smell color and taste sound.
This is an audio-only podcast.
Anyways, you can type in the Aftermath on all the major platforms. You can find us there if you need to. We also have a link tree /Ian Wolf. Find all of our links there. But until next time, this has been the Gruesome Twosome.
Yes. See you.
Bye-bye.